The longer this unnecessary federal government shutdown goes on, the harder it is for us to keep services going.
Labor unions are fighting for an end to this shutdown.
Want the government to open back up and get back to work.
Marylanders hoping for a quick resolution to this government shutdown. Hi everyone, I'm Jason Newton. Welcome to 11 TV Hill. Now, we are several days into the government shutdown at this point, and it appears that there's really little sign of things letting up there in D.C. Maryland is home to hundreds of thousands of federal workers, and it will hurt the state just a little bit more than others. Now, with these buildings shut down and employees off the clock, the state is bracing for an economic fallout here.
This has a trickle-down effect to our restaurants, our child care providers, and our service industry when their customers are thrown into financial uncertainty through no fault of their own.
We could see big infrastructure projects delayed. We could see military families, people who've already sacrificed for this country, go without pay for weeks.
The state is taking several immediate actions to protect Marylanders affected. One is creating contingency plans for federal programs. That includes continuing the operations of SNAP, Medicaid, Head Start, and veterans programs. And state employees with positions supported by federal funding will continue to get paid. The state is also putting safeguards in place to protect federal workers from eviction, foreclosure, and utility shutoffs. BGE is offering expanded bill payment support options as well. Maryland also extending emergency assistance programs like unemployment insurance for federal employees. And joining us now with some of the economic perspective is Dr. Darius Arani from Tufts University. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
I feel like this time around, this feels a little different from other shutdowns we've been through, yeah?
Yes. This one felt a little bit more acrimonious in terms of its start. And there doesn't seem to be a bridge to the solution just yet.
And we've been through the furlough thing before, but now the promise of some permanent job loss is really, I'm sure, is in the minds of many federal workers.
Yes. So, prior to this, we had 15,000 Marylanders lose their federal jobs.
Sure.
So now, layered on top of that, could be the prospect of layoffs for, many more.
What are the implications for a state economy in a federal shutdown? What could it mean for a state's pocketbook?
Well, I think the comptroller indicated about $700,000 a day in lost tax revenue.
Wow.
With the shutdown. Obviously, that does impact the state's coffers. We were already facing a $3.1 billion shortfall last year. So,
wow.
This adds fuel to that challenging fiscal environment that we're already in. But from a broader perspective, the shutdown does impact many of our small businesses, who rely on federal workers to buy their lunch, to buy their dinner, to dry cleaning, supermarket, go to the theater, bookstore, all the things that normally take place. But because they're not getting a paycheck for the next couple of weeks, perhaps, or maybe even longer, they won't be able to do those activities.
And the timing is not good as we deal with inflation right now. We deal with jobs numbers that aren't, pristine. So does it just tweak it a little bit more to have this prospect here?
Well, it adds fire to an already uncertain economy, right?
Okay.
So we had the tariffs that are sort of on and off. They've been announced. We've got a weakening labor market, but again, today was supposed to be the labor market release. We don't know what's going to happen. And the Fed's going to make some decisions around interest rates in the next few weeks. So all this sort of uncertainty creates uncertainty for consumers. And again, beyond those federal workers, many households may decide we need to cut back our spending. So it could further exacerbate the economic challenges we're facing.
You know a lot of data about consumers in the economy as far as in the household. Like, what are people feeling right now as far as spending compared to in years past? Are people sort of clutching on to things?
Well, there's been some positive news. We see some consumption spenders sort of, remain fairly strong. I should point out that consumers represent about 70% of our economy. So how they feel, so goes the economy.
Okay.
So when they're feeling a bit nervous, and right now all these things are kind of layering on top of them. So perhaps they're feeling a bit more nervous, and we're seeing the consumer confidence index numbers kind of trend down a bit as households feel a bit more uncertain about what their future prospects might be.
For those who invest, does this shutdown mean anything to them as they keep an eye on the stock market? Is it responding in a way that's in a negative sense, or are they hedging their bets a little bit?
I think they're hedging their bets.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things where, again, the stock market is a bit, perverse in terms of how it indicates the economy is going. In some cases, when you have, a cutback in expenses, it actually pushes the market up. So
I just feel like Americans at this point have a little whiplash when it comes to the economy because they don't know which way to go. They don't know how will tariffs affect me, how will a shutdown affect me. I think a lot of us are ChatGPT. What does the economy mean right now?
Exactly, and I think one of the bigger challenges is because of all the uncertainty that's around this. Many firms are holding back any kind of long-term capital investments.
Okay.
So building new factories because they're not sure whether or not the tariffs will be there in place and what policies will be in there. So that's really kind of causing a bit of a slowdown.
Yeah. As we see some new economic policies and looking away from the shutdown right now, is it something that needs to take time in order to see benefits, or should people remain skeptical? I don't know where folks who actually have the money, where their heads are right now.
So policies, long-term policies, obviously will have it'll take a while for them to kind of, take root.
Yeah.
So thinking about the former Biden bill, it took a while for actually some of the stuff to actually be put in the ground. So right now we're probably, beginning to feel some of those impacts as we go forward. So any policies that we put in place now may take a few years to actually kind of settle in.
Okay. Last thing for you is the longer that this shutdown wears on, what is the lasting effect of it?
It could have a significant impact on Maryland's economy.
Okay.
It could also have a bit of a blip on the national economy. Again, many of our federal workers are key individuals in key industries, and not allowing them to get paid or not having them paid means that basically they can't spend money. But more importantly, some key sectors of the economy may be adversely impacted.
Okay, Dr. Ronnie, always good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. Hold on a second. And for more details on state and local support for federal workers, go to WBAL TV's app. We have links for the information that you may need.